Yes, yes, yes. I know that the system of equations I put as the thumbnail looks super complicated. But the truth is that we can solve it directly with a scientific calculator. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. Often, students buy calculators without knowing how to use them, so I'm taking on the task of explaining each of the functions that our scientific calculators have, from Casio. So let's start by solving this system of equations, which is a little simpler than the one I put in the thumbnail, which is a 4x-4 system. We'll solve this using the 991 CW calculator and the 5x-5 model, which handles 5 equations with 5 unknowns. We'll solve it using this Casio CG 100 calculator. It's a slightly bigger calculator, but also a bit more powerful. So let's see. Come on. Let's first solve this system, which you can see here, which, I insist, is a 4x-4 system. For this, we're going to press the button that says Home, and then use the arrows to move over to where it says Equation. So, do we want simultaneous equations, a polynomial equation, or should we use the solver function? We've already used the solver function in other videos. If you haven't seen them, please check them out. So, in this case, we want a system of equations, so we're going to do this, which is simultaneous equations. We click OK, and now it asks how many unknowns you have. 2, 3, or 4. Well, in this case, I have 4, right? Which are x, y, z, and t. So there are 4 unknowns. Therefore, we scroll to where it says 4 unknowns and click OK. And here we just have to enter the 4 equations. So let's go. The first one is 4x plus 2y minus 5z plus t equals 29. Notice that here x, y, and z are already set. And if I scroll, you can also see t. There's also the equals sign, and on the other side, we also have to put what it's equal to, so we just have to enter the coefficients ourselves. Therefore, I put the 4 next to the x and hit run. Now it shows 4x, then plus 2y. So I add 2 done, then minus 5z. I recommend that you press shift, and then this minus. Okay, so you get the minus that's inside the parenthesis here, so minus 5. I hit execute, then it's plus t, so it's just a t. I hit execute, and finally we have that. This equals 29, we hit execute. We already have the first equation. In the same way, we're going to enter the other equations, in this case. So I have 3 plus y minus 4. So minus 4. There it is. Minus 2t, sorry. So I put minus shift 2. Well, there it is. Minus 2t, and on the right side, we have a minus 1 shift, minus and 1, it's ready now. Let's go with the next one, which is minus x. So again, with shift minus 1x, execute, minus 2y, minus 2e, Then it's plus 6z, then it's plus 3t, and on the right side, there's an 11. All right, we just have one left. The next one is 5x plus 2y. Then it's minus 3t. Be careful here, because it doesn't have z. So since it doesn't have z, we're going to put 0z. And all right, it's already been shifted, okay? Now enter minus 3 done, execute, then set it to minus 5 by pressing shift, minus 5 done, execute. So I've already entered the 4 equations. So when I hit execute, it's going to tell me first, what is the result for x? What value of x satisfies all 4 equations? What about y, z, and t? Let's press it. Execute is telling me that x equals 3. And again, execute is telling me that y equals 2 and again. Execute. It's telling me that z equals minus 1. And finally, it's telling me that t equals 8. All right. Those are the values for x, z, and t that make the 4 equations true. There are only those, right? And that's it. It's done. That way then, we can use this calculator, which, I insist, is the model 900 and 991 CW now for the other system. I thought it was 4 times 4 and 5, 5. But it's actually 4 times 4 and 6, 6. So, how do we enter this 6x minus 6, which is extremely large? Well, look. Are we going to use this another calculator then? Sorry, let me show you first, so please allow me. I'll click here to make the screen a little bigger so you can see better. So what appears here? Look, normally the calculator looks like this. See here, okay? So the first thing we have to do is click where it says Home, and then move over to where it says Equation. See, it's over here. Down here, here it is. So we click OK now again. We want simultaneous equations, so we click OK again. And now, since we want 6 unknowns, or well, we have 6 unknowns, we're going to scroll down to where it says 6 unknowns. That's it. We click OK, and now have to fill all that in. We already saw how I'm going to do it a little faster, just by entering the numbers. But you guys already saw how it has to be done, right? So, come over here. I'm going to put it in fast forward. I enter 2, I press execute, then it would be 1, and then -3. And well, I'm just going to keep going like this, just entering it and... Done. I've already entered the first equation, the next one is 7x minus 2y, and well, I keep going, and... Surely some of you will say, no, but it's really time-consuming to be entering this system of 6x minus 6. Well, yes, it is a bit time-consuming, honestly, but you'll surely agree with me that solving this by hand, is extremely time-consuming. Really, really time-consuming. And the thing is, many times we need to know the result of a system of equations, not just because we want to practice how to solve equations, because maybe we already know how it's done, but rather, we needed to be able to solve a project, to be able to do a different calculation, or because it's part of the operations we need in order to deliver results in some job or business. I don't know. There are a lot of reasons why we would have to use a system of equations. I remember that when I was in college, a professor made us solve by hand a system that I don't remember if it was 11x11 or 12x12. And honestly, it took a really long time to do it completely by hand. Fortunately, nowadays, we have tools like this that allow us to do it in a matter of seconds. Because back then, it really didn't matter if we knew how to solve systems of equations or not. What really mattered back then was that we could calculate some variables. For example, like steam, temperature, well, amount of steam, temperature, flows, and so on. So, well, I don't remember exactly how it was, but I do remember it was something we needed to do in order to reach a solution for something completely different. So honestly, it really is necessary for us to have a tool like this that allows us to speed up these processes. I'm nearly finished. Look, I'm right here. At -47, we already have this. Just a bit more. I have one left. Are these the largest numbers? Because we have -21x. Then over here, we have -4e. Then we have -54z. And then we go with 17t. Look, I've already done this one before because I set it up and I already have the solution. I'm saying this because if it doesn't work, I probably didn't press a button correctly. I mean, it's going to give me another solution. The calculator will solve whatever I put in, not this one, if I entered it wrong. But well, let's hope I entered everything correctly. Honestly, I get lost sometimes, you know? So let's see. I've entered everything now. When I click Run, it should tell me how much x is worth, how much z, how much t, u, and how much 5 is worth. Let's see if it's true. We click Run, and that's it. Look. Yes, it gave it to me. Here is the value. X is 0. Y is 1. Z is -1, or T is 2, and U is -3. So now we have the values that the variables must have for those 6 equations to be satisfied. The values that the unknowns must have for those 6 equations to be satisfied. That's all for today. See you next time and take care. Bye.